Don't just ride the index, seek to outperform it with Fidelity Active ETFs. Learn more at fidelity.com/active ETFs. Before investing in any exchange-traded fund, you should consider its investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses. Contact Fidelity for a prospectus, an offering circular, or if available, a summary prospectus containing this information. Read it carefully. While active ETFs offer the potential to outperform an index, these products may more significantly trail an index as compared with passive ETFs. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Want to connect with a family member who doesn't speak your language? Then check out the language learning program Rosetta Stone on desktop or as an app. Rosetta Stone is designed to immerse you in the language you're learning through an intuitive process. Plus, the True Accent feature even gives you feedback on your pronunciation. And with a lifetime membership, you have access to all 25 offered languages. Get started today. Visit rosettastone.com/pod50 to get 50% off your lifetime membership now. That's rosettastone.com/pod50 for 50% off.
Welcome to the...
Wow. All right, well, let's just jump right into it. Sorry, I'm drinking a little morning coffee. So good. Pumpkin cream's back, baby. Welcome to AFK with Ninja. I am your host, Tyler Blevins. I'm a gamer and streamer who's exploring the chaos of the internet and the thrilling worlds of music, sports, and entertainment. Join me as we discover what it means to be AFK while learning about these dynamic industries. This is a solo dolo bolo episode where we are tracking trending news, internet culture, gaming, sports, and whatever else is going on inside the old noggin. It's just you and me. So strap in. Keep your hands and arms inside the vehicle at all times because the Ninja ship is leaving the station. You are now tuned in to AFK with Ninja.
Welcome.
I'm going to be stealing this line from my good friend Tim the Tap Man. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're listening to this episode, and welcome to the AFK with Ninja podcast. Today's episode is going to be about multicasting. Multicasting is when you are streaming to multiple platforms at once. It's pretty simple. You can use there's a website, Restream. I think Streamlabs OBS allows you to do it as well. Yeah, you just plug in all of your stream keys on all of your different platforms. You click the Go Live button on your OBS and boop, you're live everywhere. So that is multicasting. So, you're streaming to Twitch, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, whatever you want to add to your multicast list. Yeah, very simple. Well, simply put, I guess. It can be a little bit difficult if you're not familiar with some of the software. Multicasting hasn't really been a thing until recently, at least for me. Started about a year ago. A year ago today, the anniversary of my multicasting. And it was a crazy journey. I mean, streaming and reading one chat, especially when you got tens of thousands of viewers, is hard enough. But then to add different platforms that you've never even streamed on before ever, because I was just on Justin TV and Twitch, and then obviously Mixer. But it's pretty easy to handle one chat. You can handle one chat, but to make sure that you have your Twitter stand up, TikTok's a different beast. Especially if you want to use a different OBS to make sure that resolution is different on TikTok, right? People are watching on their phones and on a monitor. So, I have a different OBS for that. It was tough. It was very stressful at first because I'm just sitting here trying to make sure that, one platform isn't lagging over the other, that, I'm trying to be interactive and making sure I'm reading all the chats so that no one feels left out. When I started, I was doing Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, and Twitch and YouTube. And now I'm kind of doing Kick every once in a while as well. And dude, it's fun. It's fun. I felt like I was streaming for the first time again when it started. I was so nervous the first couple of days, but dude, it was great. It was great. I think it was a perfect spot for me to do such a thing, especially after switching platforms so many times. I was just I think, it would be best if I just did it everywhere. And this initial idea came from Jess and I. Jess and I were having this conversation. I think when I was about to sign up for my Twitch contract years ago, this is when we actually switched to Mixer. Jess and I always wanted to make sure we had different options and made sure that we were taken care of and that, we were never in a terrible situation. And one of the things that we thought of and talked about was we want to sign with Twitch. Like, we want to sign with Twitch. We want the money to be right. We just want a great deal. So like Twitch is our number one, of course. Our second offer was still in the works, but we're like, I love the Mixer platform. It would be crazy. It would be crazy in the space to make a switch to another platform that isn't Twitch, sign an exclusivity deal. Like, it's unheard of. It'd be insane to do it at this level. So that was our second option. A little bit more risky, obviously, because we're, Twitch was king and, still kind of is for live streaming. And then our third option, and this is, I think, I honestly couldn't tell you if this was Jess or me that came up with this idea. I think we both did. I think we both kind of were like, what if we just stream everywhere? We don't sign with anybody and we stream everywhere all at once, all the time, and just get just to be able to get as many viewers as possible, right? I mean, like, what's better than that, right? And then our business plan was so obviously we would hopefully, because you can still be partnered on YouTube, right? You can still make subscriptions and money and donations and stuff like that off of YouTube, even without an exclusivity deal, which is incredible, even if you're multicasting. But we're like, where are we going to make the money, right? Like, where's going to be the main source of income there? And we were like, okay, well, if we're going to be doing streaming everywhere, eventually what we could do is, once we've proven that the concept works and that we get viewers everywhere, we can then start to sell exclusivity. And this is something that we still could do, by the way. And I haven't had the option yet, really, because we haven't hosted anything worth selling exclusivity for. But then it's like, okay, well, who wants this amazing Ninja Vegas 2.0, right? We can do an exclusivity deal, right? Where this event is going to be streamed only on YouTube or only on Kick or only on TikTok or only on Twitch, right? But, they have to pay for it. They have to pay for the exclusivity. It wouldn't be anything crazy, right? We're not trying to bleed any of these companies dry, but it's just the same thing with, NFL Sunday Ticket, right? Things like that. It's like, okay, well, what's going to be on the platform? Like, what are we streaming these games on, right? Is it going to be Amazon? Is Amazon going to buy it? It's YouTube TV this year? Is it going to be DirecTV? NFL Sunday Ticket, blah blah blah, whatever. So that was our master plan, like 4 years ago. We thought about that, and this year, or last year, I should say, we were at that road again. There wasn't a real offer, and a lot of exclusivity deals were kind of just starting to disappear anyways. So we were prepared to pivot, right? And I hated the thought of being just like, hey, you need to stream 6 hours a day, 8 hours a day, every day, like, to hit this minimum to get paid. It was a terrible feeling. I barely even hit them on Twitch. I mean, it's these minimum deals in general, these deals, the company needs to be taken care of, right, and protected, right? So these minimum requirements, it makes sense. So, but it really does. It starts to feel like a job. It starts to feel like a job, which is, it is a job, but it really does. It's just like you wake up, it's like, okay, I need to stream 8 hours today, or I need to catch up on hours and I need to stream more. And if you're not enjoying yourself, it can really bleed the fun out of streaming, which, by the way, spoiler alert, is the reason that people want to watch streams to begin with, is they want to see the streamer having fun. And when the streamer's having fun, 99% of the time, the chat is having fun. And it's a great experience. I was just like, listen, we'll make money on YouTube, Twitch, the viewership will be there. So that'll be great. Like, because that's still where I'm getting the majority of my viewers. And then I'm like, well, let's find out, like, TikTok. I mean, I still believe TikTok is an incredible place to stream. I mean, you can just go viral randomly at any point and get incredible numbers. And then you can push those viewers to your main platforms. It was just great. So yeah, I decided, I was like, listen, let's do this. Like, the money will come in the future, like, correct, because there's no deals, right? So we're not getting paid millions. We're not getting paid anything by anyone. I was like, let's do this. We'll reach more viewers, which means that we can ask for more revenue and offer more things to sponsors. And it worked pretty quickly. Our numbers obviously started to climb. I wasn't just streaming on Twitch anymore. I was adding another, anywhere from 6,000 to 10,000 viewers on YouTube. I was adding anywhere from 2,000 to 10,000 viewers on TikTok. A prime time, new Fortnite season, we're pulling like 30 to 50,000 viewers across all of our platforms. It was amazing. It worked. It was great. The concept worked. Our sponsors were happy. We were starting to see sponsorship offers that in the contract were like requesting multicasting, right? When we were doing some of the streams. So it worked. It was awesome. It was dope. what I've learned from it, I think it puts the power back in the creator's hand. I love that. If you have the option to do it, I think go for it, right? I think even right now you're allowed to stream on TikTok and Twitch at the same time because TikTok isn't necessarily a gaming platform, or it's not looked at as a streaming platform per se, like via desktop or whatever. So you're able to do that. And I mean, I try to figure it out. Try to talk to your Twitch rep or whoever you are and see if you can stream everywhere. Because again, I think that it's the best way to grow your brand. It's the best way to grow, to be recognized. The more people that can find you, you can funnel them into, whichever platform you enjoy streaming the most on, or you enjoy, the chat, the interface, whatever. I think it's a great idea. A lot of benefits, a lot of upside. Discoverability goes up. So that would be my advice to some creators. That would be advice to a lot of creators, especially if you're starting out. This is really more so if you're starting out.
On AFK with Ninja, we are gonna do what we are gonna do.
Here's another thing I've learned from multicasting. From my experience, I have not seen like viewers heavily dip on one platform and go to another, right? If anything, I've pulled thousands of people over from TikTok to my YouTube and to my Twitch. Like I've pulled people off of other platforms and they've found that they've enjoyed, a viewing experience better on Twitch. So it's like, if anything, it's just beneficial for the platform, right? People aren't going to leave. If I'm live on Twitch and someone's already on Twitch and I'm also live on YouTube, people aren't leaving Twitch to pull up my YouTube, right? And watch me on YouTube, unless I'm funneling them there, and I'm not. I would love to have a conversation and really have a nice little deep dive with some of the higher ups at Twitch and just be like, listen, what are you guys doing? I think it's outdated, right? Unless you're literally just signing an exclusivity deal, right? Which is fair. It's fine. And all good fun. Get paid, get your contract. If you can sign something like that, right? I don't even know if they're doing those anymore really at a high level, but I feel like at the end of the day, Twitch is just missing out on, or any platform is missing out on just it's kind of putting a little cap on the streamer, and it also putting a cap on their own platform, because again, they could be pulling viewers elsewhere and maybe even funneling them back to a different platform like YouTube or Twitch for money. Who knows? It's like, hey, you sign a deal with Twitch that and maybe you get like a better cut of it. You're allowed to multicast, but one of the deals is that every once in a while you have to say, hey guys, I'm also live on Twitch as well. Like maybe you even say my preferred streaming platform. So like, go ahead and check me out and follow me there. I think that there's still so much landscape, like streaming landscape, that really hasn't even come out yet at a high level, personally. So that's my 2 cents and everything that I've really learned and talked about, loved about, thought about, did about with multicasting. I love doing it every day, especially as somebody who loves streaming, to be able to put it out everywhere. It's really cool. TikTok chat can be a little ridiculous 99% of the time, but other than that, it's a lot of fun. Hey folks, Ninja here. And let me tell you about a game changer for your mealtime routine this spring. They're delicious, chef-crafted meals ready to eat in just 2 minutes. That's right, I'm talking about Factor. Factor's ready-to-eat meals are a lifesaver. No more stressing over meal prep or spending hours in the kitchen. Plus, with over 35 options on the menu each week, you'll never get bored. And here's the best part. You can customize your meals too, to fit your needs and your schedule. The flavors are incredible. And knowing that each meal is chef-crafted and dietitian approved gives me peace of mind. Factor has truly made eating healthy and stress-free. Head to factormeals.com/ninja50 and use code ninja50 to get 50% off of your first month plus 20% off your next month. That's code ninja50 at factormeals.com/ninja50 for an amazing deal on premium, ready-to-eat meals. A big shout out to Factor for making mealtime a breeze.
Want to connect with a family member who doesn't speak your language? Then check out the language learning program Rosetta Stone on desktop or as an app. Rosetta Stone is designed to immerse you in the language you're learning through an intuitive process. Plus, the True Accent feature even gives you feedback on your pronunciation. And with a lifetime membership, you have access to all 25 offered languages. Get started today. Visit rosettastone.com/pod50 to get 50% off your lifetime membership now. That's rosettastone.com/pod50 for 50% off.
All right. So my team prepared a little document here. So I'm just going to read some of these questions off and we're just going to pop them off in answers. When was your first multicast thought? So again, retouching on this, first thought was 2019 when we made the mixer switch. Jess and I thought about it, planned about it, and it was on our mind. And then when our Twitch contract was coming up again after we left Mixer, or after Mixer unexpectedly concaved within itself, or imploded, I guess is a better word, we re-signed with Twitch. It was beautiful. It was fun. I obviously still loves Twitch. Born and raised there, basically, right? Even before it was Twitch, I streamed on Justin TV. That was when, we were like, okay, listen, let's do something different. Let's set the tone again, right? Let's break the mold. Let's break the streaming mold. And we multicast it. I mean, first large streamer to not sign an exclusive contract in the next couple of years and to just say, screw it, I'm going to go live everywhere. I loved it. I mean, again, just trying to pioneer the way for future generations, man, and future streamers out there. We're in it right now. We're laying the groundwork for the future of streaming with all of our decisions. I'm basically talking to all the big streamers out there. Another question. Take us back to September 2nd, 2022, when you quit streaming. Was it orchestrated? Yes, it was, and I didn't like it. I read the pitch and like what we were going to do, and it came across as like a mental crisis, and I didn't like that, and I did it anyways. I regret the way we like took the break. Would have done it differently for sure. Obviously, no one was hurt in the in the filming process. Didn't like it. Didn't want to do it. Did it anyways. Was still believed in what we were doing at the end goal, right? Coming back and saying I'm going to be live everywhere. But yeah, I didn't like the orchestrated plan. Wouldn't do it again. Tell us about the development of the multicast announcement. I mean, it was pretty simple. Just me and the team. We're just figuring out best way to tell everybody. I was sick with COVID, I think, when I filmed that, and I didn't want to do it because I was like 100-degree fever. I was hot. I was sweaty, and I lost my voice. But we did it anyways for the crew, for the team. I thought the announcement was fun, and I absolutely loved working with Andre, who's my assistant right now, and Victoria, who they were our like social media people, and I just loved working with them. So I would, it's like working with friends. It's the greatest if you can, because everything's just fun, even if you don't want to do certain things. Where were you in the multicast process at that time? Comfortable or total noob? I was a total noob. I had no idea Restream even existed. I didn't even know how to multicast at the time. I was terrified of reading multiple chats at once because it's like my chat was already kind of toxic to begin with. People just constantly saying, you're washed up, you fell off, etc. The typical 2023 Twitch chat for a ninja streamer. I'm not trying to like boo-hoo, but dude, I have one of the most depressing chats, like across the board. I mean, I'm basically being told I've fallen off on 4 different platforms now every day. Still pushing through and trying to put out great content, but I would say that's definitely one of the setbacks if your chat is toxic, is that you have to read 4 toxic chats. So that's definitely been a struggle for me, just trying to stay positive. And then I look at what I'm doing, right? Obviously, I'm making a lot of people happy across different platforms as well, right? Hopefully the positive outweighs the negative, but all it takes is one bad comment and it messes you up more than 100 good ones, and that sucks. But it's just it's how it is, man. I've been streaming for a very long time, and it's still tough sometimes to just not let people get to you, especially if you're having a bad day. If you're having a bad day and you're streaming, it's easier to get to the streamer, and you could tell they just don't look. You can just tell. You can see, right? You're streaming. It's not like a YouTube video. You can't just like start the camera on, get super energetic for for a 30-second take and then turn off the camera, right? You're live for hours. You see a lot of the vulnerabilities of the streamer. And if they're having a bad day, it's just so much easier to get under their skin. The big announcement, September 8th, 2022, you announced that you will be streaming everywhere. Were you nervous? Were you excited? Yeah, I got the nits the day of. The nits, I call those, it's the nervous shits. Got them a lot in my competitive career as a professional Halo player and H1Z1 player and PUBG player and Fortnite player. I was nervous, I was excited, and the nits were at an all-time high. Again, never multi-streamed once in my life. Felt like a fish out of water for a little bit. Felt like I was just trying to read everything all at once. It was crazy. Never tested multicasting out before making the announcement either. So we were kind of just playing with fire. Like, hey, let's hope it works. My assistant Andre did everything that he could to make sure that, we would be prepared. He tested multicasting out on his account. So we were confident, but it was risky. So straight up, how are you liking multicasting? I'm absolutely loving it. It's probably one of the reasons I'm still streaming, because it's so fun and it's so cool to just read, just to see the different ebbs and flows of different chats and being able to stream for everyone all the time, everywhere. It's great. What benefits and drawbacks? What are the key benefits and drawbacks you've encountered in streaming simultaneously across multiple platforms? The benefits, more viewers. More viewers are going to have access to more people. I think that, and that's going to give you more power over what you're demanding or what you can request from sponsors, right? Your asks can go up because your reach is growing, and there go, you're allowed to charge more or, make more. So it really does put the power back in the streamer's hands in a lot of ways. A drawback, again, you're reading a lot of chats, could be toxic, could be very bad for your mental health. If you're, you're having a bad day and you're reading 5 different chats all talking smack or something, could be bad. Those are just the drawbacks that I see off the top of my head, but nothing crazy. How are you navigating your streams amidst the ever-changing nature of social media streaming? I'm not changing anything other than just what people try to. I feel like I get clickbaited all the time, or I try to. Not as much anymore, since the we'll call it the great falling offing. I've said some risky stuff lately, for comedic purposes, and we're not getting clickbaited and having 1,000 articles written about us like we were in the past, which is phenomenal and actually very stress relieving. Dude, I love it. I would not want to be in a Hassan position, right? Where he farts wrong in the wind and there's 1,000 articles attacking him. Same with, who else, dude? Same with Kai, XUC, all those guys right now, dude. Whew. No, thank you. I kind of like this spot. I kind of like right here, dude. Because this is where I was at my entire career. This is where I was at my entire, the last 8 years. Okay, so maybe not the last 8 years. The first 8 years of my streaming career, I was anywhere from 1,000 viewers to Halo to anywhere from maybe 10 to 15,000 on PUBG or H1Z1. And that was peak. Weren't getting touched on by the mainstream media. No one gave a shit about you unless you did some crazy shit. And that's the perfect place to be. And I feel like we're there again, which is great, except for this now, because I feel like podcasts are kind of listened to by everyone, whereas streams necessarily aren't in a way. This is making sense in my head, but I feel like topics that I touch on here are kind of back in that same, it's up for grabs. Anyone can kind of poke and prod at it, and we might get taken out of, hopefully we don't get taken out of context in any of the things that we talk about here, but we'll find out. Diverse audiences. Have you noticed different audience behaviors on various streaming platforms? I will say that when you super chat and donate on YouTube, it auto corrects it auto donates in the currency that people are donating to. I've found that there's just a lot of people all over the world that are watching me on YouTube and probably watching me on Twitch as well, but there's really no way of telling where they're from on Twitch. So that's what I've noticed about different audiences, really, but nothing crazy. How do you engage with these diverse viewer groups? I just game. My entire content has always been be entertaining, be funny, and be talented at the game that you're playing. And like, that's just fun to watch. And I think it is. I've swore by that my entire life as a streamer. Like, the best way to be entertaining is to be really good at a video game. It's the same thing with like the NFL, the NBA. There are billions of people watching other people play sports because they can't be that good, and it's fun to watch. And I take that concept and I've applied it to streaming. And that's in every aspect of streaming. I mean, if you're the best pianist, violinist, rapper, editor, musician, artist, gamer, PUBG player, H1Z1 player, Halo player, Call of Duty player, Hello Kitty Island player, you have something to offer and people want to watch and learn from you, or will. And like, you don't even have to be entertaining. You can be as dull as a brick wall. But if you're that talented, like, that is a form of entertainment. So people ask me, how do I blow my stream up? And I jokingly say, but also very seriously say, be better than everyone else at the game you're playing. And I mean it. Which audience is my favorite and which chat is my favorite? I mean, I feel like that's one and the same question. I have to say Twitch chat still. The community there is just, I don't know. They understand memes. They understand jokes. They understand streaming. So Twitch still reigns pretty king there. As we scroll down, we're almost done with our second ever episode. This is weird, by the way. For those, I appreciate everyone. If you guys are tuning in, wherever you're tuning in, this is my second ever solo podcast, solo episode recording. I'm actually alone this time. Nobody's teeing up the questions for me. So hopefully these get better, more fluid, and hopefully you guys are just enjoying so far. Multicasting for up-and-comers. Do you believe multicasting could be beneficial for up-and-coming content creators, or is it more suited for established streamers? What should people prepare for if they decide to do it? I think it's absolutely for all. Again, if you're multi-streaming, you have a higher chance of being discovered if you're also creating good content. I think it benefits an established streamer more because they can already take one of their audiences and kind of brush them everywhere, kind of get them off the one viewer list across all the other platforms, and then maybe also start to get more viewers that way. So I think it's easier to multicast if you're already established. I still recommend doing it if you're new, especially TikTok. TikTok is the silent, like, not the silent killer, but like, that's a place where you can just go viral for the weirdest things. And if you're producing really funny and interesting content, like, you get one big viral stream, 10,000 viewers or followers, send them to your mainstream, and all of a sudden you're maybe averaging 50 to 100 viewers on Twitch or Kick or YouTube or whatever. And now you're like, now you're really picking up some momentum. So definitely what I recommend. What should you prepare for? Just chaos. Chaos. It's hard. It's tough. It's stressful. When you start reading all the chats, being live in multiple places at once, it just feels different. You just have to try it and you'll figure it out. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It's a very different feeling. So the future of multicasting, what does Ninja's future of multicasting look like? Rumble? Kick, perhaps? So in a perfect world, not joking, this is my end game business idea. I didn't think I was going to share it, but I might as well, because I don't care about anything when it comes to that stuff anymore, really. My ultimate goal was getting paid to stream elsewhere. Little mini contracts. Okay? For like mini contracts to multicast. For example, right now, I am streaming everywhere, right? For free. No one's paying me. I get paid on YouTube because they allow me to be sub there and to get ad revenue and subs. But I'm not getting paid by Twitch to stream on Twitch, obviously. You can't subscribe to me on Twitch. You can't donate to me on Twitch. I have no ad revenue from Twitch. I don't get paid to stream on TikTok. I don't get paid to stream on Kick, right? So the goal was to eventually be like, hey, I will stream on your platform. Like, you could get me. It's not an exclusivity deal. It's a non-exclusive deal. It's a multicast deal. I will add you to my list of streaming platforms for money. $100,000 a year, $200,000 a year, $1 million a year, to whatever your worth is, whatever your value is, you bring value to the platform, right? Like, say, like, look at XQC. He's got he's an example of somebody who's doing that non-exclusive deal with Kick. The idea, though, is exactly what I'm trying to do, and I recommend others try to do in the future, and streamers everywhere, because I think it's very possible. You go to Facebook and you're like, hey, listen, like, I have 10,000 viewers on Twitch. I have 20,000 viewers on Twitch, 30, 40, 50, whatever. I have 1,000. I will add your platform to my list for a fee. It's genius. And it's like, again, it doesn't have to be a crazy amount of money. It doesn't have to be, egregious, but you add 2 to 3 small contracts to your multicast list. All of a sudden, you're streaming everywhere. You're getting donated to and paid for everywhere, right? You're getting subs everywhere. You're getting ad revenue on 5 different platforms. You're getting all the viewership from all the platforms, and you're getting paid to do it everywhere. Like, talk about the dream. Talk about full control. And that's where my mindset is right now.
AFK with Ninja. It's AFK with Ninja.
Want to connect with a family member who doesn't speak your language? Then check out the language learning program Rosetta Stone on desktop or as an app. Rosetta Stone is designed to immerse you in the language you're learning through an intuitive process. Plus, the True Accent feature even gives you feedback on your pronunciation. And with a lifetime membership, you have access to all 25 offered languages. Get started today. Visit rosettastone.com/pod50 to get 50% off your lifetime membership now. That's rosettastone.com/pod50 for 50% off.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code MONTHFREE by May 31st. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Closing thoughts, ladies and gentlemen, advice for creators based on your year of multicasting experience. What advice would you offer to content creators looking to embark on a similar journey? I feel like we already touched on this. Go for it. Go for it. Give it your all. Believe in yourself. And don't quit your job to stream. That just kind of popped into my head. I've seen people do it before. This is like a little random piece of advice, guys. There are 24 hours in a day. If you're sleeping 6 to 8 hours, working another 8 hours, you have another 8 hours, right, to do something. You can stream 3 to 4 hours and build a community that way if you're consistent with your schedule. You do not need to quit your job. You do not need to quit school to start your streaming career for like a year, which is what so many people I feel like try to do. You can gauge and get a really good read on your streaming career while you are living your life without having to make any crazy changes. So that's just my piece of advice. Here's my advice for creators.
It's time for this or that.
This or that. You have to choose this or that.
And now we're going to finish off with my favorite segment. We do this on our guests. We'll be doing this in the solos. We had some people send in some this or that rapid fire questions. So we're going to rip it. This or that, single cast or multicast? We're going to go multicast. It's way more fun. Somebody who has got severe crippling ADD, you already know what it is. All my millennials out there. I love being able to read several chats at a time. It keeps me going, keeps me occupied. 2 PC or 1 PC setup? Double PC setup, you got to take all the load. If you can afford it. I don't care how strong your PC is. Streaming, especially at a high level, 10,000 bit rate, 1080p, while you're playing a game, and you have chats running and memory leakage from all these other apps, blah 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 blah. You gotta have a double PC setup at a high level if you can afford it, and you're making really good money because you got a game on one, stream on the other. 2 PC setup, 100%. Ketchup or ranch? That's a ranch. Boxes or briefs? Briefs. 1,000,000% always and forever, dude. You got to keep that You got to keep that thing locked and comforted. Boxers, it's just dangling. Don't like it. Guacamole or salsa? Ooh, Jess. Okay, I'm going to go with my wife's salsa. Jess makes some incredible salsa. So I'm going to have to go with salsa. Wedding. Oh my God, Jesus Christ. Weddings or funerals? Just kidding. Birthdays. Neither, dude. I think weddings are beautiful. But, as I get older, I like birthdays less and less. So, Jesus. Hot coffee or iced coffee? Iced coffee, 100%. I'll drink an iced coffee. Negative 10 degrees out in Illinois, middle of winter. Don't care. I love my cold brews. You can't stop. You hear this, guys? Oh, I don't even know if you can't. You can't. I just spilled coffee on me. Trying to get this coffee to proc the mic. Iced coffee. Always. Cold coffee, always. Kids tables or adult tables? I feel like every table I'm at is the kids table no matter what, because I'm a child at heart and I have a goof off all the time when it comes to like weddings, kids tables, or dinner, whatever the case may be. So I guess I'll say adults tables, but kid at heart. Babies dressed as animals or animals dressed as humans? Babies dressed as animals. There's nothing more adorable than a cute little baby in a, tiny little giraffe outfit, right? Like a little lion for Halloween. It's adorable. Liquor or beer? Beer. I love a good cold beer. I've been getting super into sours. I'm kind of fading away from the IPAs. I love a good Hefeweizen. Love a good Hefeweizen. So I'm going to go with beer for sure. Sort by price or sort by rating? I feel like I'm being targeted. I sort by price. And then I sort by rating. But I sort by price. Dear God. We're finishing off rapid fire questions. And then we're done here. Favorite childhood cartoon? SpongeBob SquarePants. OG SpongeBob. You can't get away from me. OG SpongeBob, nothing tops it. Your favorite streaming service right now? Netflix, Hulu, etc. I still gotta go with Netflix. I just got some bangers on there. I love, dude, Uncanny Counter and Sweet Home. Woo! Give them a watch. Favorite reality TV show? What? I don't really watch a lot of reality TV, but would you say like, why am I forgetting this? RuPaul's Drag Race, but that's not really reality TV, but it kind of is. So I love watching that with Jess and her friend Amanda. Favorite impression right now? Patrick. I love Patrick Star. I feel like I've been people. My chat goes crazy. Whenever do the Patrick scream. And what is your next tattoo? So I got this first ever sleeve tattoo. Vaughn from Legend of Legaia, one of the greatest PlayStation 1 JRPGs of all time. One of the most unique fighting games, like fighting combat systems of all time. I highly recommend, if you can torrent it, I don't care how you get it. It's very expensive right now if you buy the game online, like from like Amazon or somebody reselling it, because obviously the game is just so old and it's not in the PlayStation Network. Legend of Legaia. I got Vaughn, who's the main character, tattooed on my right arm all the way up to my elbow right now. And then I'm going to get the other two protagonists, Gala and Noah. Are going to be my next two tattoos to complete the sleeve. So there you have it. AFK with Ninja. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, night, evening, whenever you're listening to this. Try to stay positive, practice self-love. If you've enjoyed the journey thus far, please consider leaving a rating, review, and hitting that follow button. We have a ton of incredible guests coming your way, and I want you to be the first to know when a new episode drops. Until next time, catch you soon. Thank you for listening.
In the realm of dreams, Ninja mounts a dragon. They soar and count their blessings to get to the recording morning session. Oh, ninjas on his dragon, flying in the sky. Together they will explore as time flies by. It's AFK with Ninja. Ninja's got a show. It's AFK with Ninja, the best podcast in the world. AFK.
You can host the best backyard barbecue when you find a professional on Angie to make your backyard the best around. Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. With the internet's best converting checkout, 36% better on average compared to other leading commerce platforms, Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers. In fact, Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the U.S. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/podcast free. All lowercase, shopify.com/podcast free, shopify.com/podcast free.